Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Barbaramitobebooks and I am the author of the future debut novel, The Heart of Flame and Ice. Hopefully it's going to come out sometime. We'll see if I ever finish. So today's video is actually going to be part of a series that's going to come out over the next couple of months, all about my planning process. I know, I am sure all of you that know me very well are so shocked that I have a planning process. So one of the things that I find super motivating and helpful is when I see other successful people share the ways that they get things done and the way they organize their days and organize their side hustle so that we can see how it is they manage to fit everything in and accomplish what they're aiming for. My process is not completely ironed out. I'm just going to be upfront with you guys right now. I am working on it. I have definitely had some fails and I've had some triumphs and I'm learning along the way, but I just want to show you guys how I'm doing it and be honest with you about what's working and what's not working so that you guys can see that it is possible. It may be hard, but it is possible to chase your dreams on the side even if you have a day job. And it is so important to understand that things that you see on videos aren't always what they appear. And I'm going to be as honest with you as I possibly can in these series about where I've stumbled and where I think I need improvement on. And I'll keep you guys updated. As the months and years go on, I'll keep you updated on the process because most of the time we see these from people who have been doing this for a long time, and so they make it look so easy. They make it look so, you know, effortless, and it's not. It takes work and it takes motivation and it takes sitting your butt down in the chair to do it, even if all you want to do is sit on the couch and watch Netflix for the next 4 hours and eat probably a tub of ice cream. Okay, we didn't talk about the ice cream. You didn't hear that. Anyways, so for this video, we're going to go over how I set up my month. Usually what I typically do is I will set up my month, and then once my month is all set up, I'll set up as much as I can for the weeks in the month, and then each week on Sunday I will go through and update anything I need for the upcoming week because things change, let's be honest. And then I will do this each month and each week, and it helps me achieve some of my goals that I've set for myself. So we're going to do the month layout today, and then on the next video you're going to see me doing the weekly layout, and then on the third video I'm going to talk about the other planning processes I do that get inserted into this process and what they're for and how I use them. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you guys my desktop. Okay guys, so I am currently planning for the month of May. It is getting close to the last week of April, and so I should have a good idea of what May entails, but things change all the time and there's going to be things that I have to adjust and everything. So I'm gonna have my trusty whiteout thing, and I have my pens, my colored pens, my regular pen to write with, and I have my planner, which this is my Erin Condren planner, and I got this when I set up my website kind of as a present to myself for getting started on my goals and to help me stay organized, and I have my name embossed on it. And then I have my YouTube planner because that is something that I do have to plan every single month to make sure that I have an idea of what I'm going to be putting out for content. So we're going to start with the monthly layout for May. For those of you who don't know the Erin Condren planner, I will go ahead and include a link in the description box below so that you guys can look up their website, because their planners, they are a little bit more on the pricey side, but they're really cute and I just love all the colors and everything in it. So I'll link that down below for you guys to be able to look it up. So the first thing I do for the month is I set my monthly goals. Now, I use the last page, or I guess this would be considered the first page in the month of May section. I use this for my monthly goal setting. A lot of this is just carryover from either my bi-monthly goals or carryover from the previous month of things that I didn't get done, that sort of thing. So I set up categories, and as you can see, I already started this a little bit because I was doing some YouTube planning. So I just plugged it in when I knew what I was going to do. So I go back to my previous one and I look to see what I have. I have it color coded. Anything having to do with my newsletter and website is green. Anything to do with YouTube is blue. Anything to do with my author platform management and writing is pink. And anything having to do with health and wellness is orange. So I'm just gonna start getting this set up. So I have my categories in there, and I'm going to write in my goals for each of the categories. Okay, for the sake of time, I went ahead and wrote everything out. So for the month of May, I have for my newsletter, I want to write my June newsletter, and I give myself a date, it's May 25th. And then I have promote newsletter on social media. So those are things that I can check off. I do have a bonus video going up on April 30th, but I'm just putting it on here, and it's because my bi-monthly goals is due to go up by the beginning of May, so I want to fit that in there, and I don't want to change up the schedule that I had already created for my YouTube videos. So I have my 3 YouTube videos that are going up in the month of May. And then for my author platform management and writing, I have go check my P.O. box, because even though I'm not currently getting anything in my P.O. box, I still have to check it for junk mail and on the off chance that somebody perhaps sends me something. And then for health and wellness, I have finished the section of a hormone health program that I'm doing online because I'm trying to educate myself about hormones. And then I have walk 30 minutes a day, and I have order my Fit Eats meals for lunches, which is a healthy food delivery service. And then I have take my vitamins, and I have look up and attend a yoga class because it's been a long time since I've been to yoga and I really want to do it. I feel like I would benefit from it. So these are my monthly goals. These are going to be translated into my calendar view, which you're about to see in a minute. Once I go over to the calendar view, I go ahead and open up my iPhone, which is where a lot of my calendar appointments are in. And I add anything from my phone onto here so that it's on here for a visual for me to see. Shaping up to not be too crazy of a month as far as after work activities and weekend activities. I do have some things that are coming up that I'll need to plan for, such as a friend's baby's first birthday. But for the most part, May is shaping up to not be too crazy. So I've got anything that was in my calendar on my phone now in my planner. Now I'm going to make sure that I know what days I have Gabriel. And so I like to go through here and just circle the days that I'm gonna have him. I do see that I have Gabe a lot more this month than I normally do because of just some schedule trading that I'm doing with his dad. So I will have to take that into consideration as far as how much time I can devote to creating content and platform maintenance and all that stuff. So fortunately he's 15, so he doesn't really need a ton of watching, but I do like to try to spend some time with him when I do have him. So now that I've got Gabe's days in here, The next thing I make sure I have in here is my YouTube videos, which I actually already put in here because, like I said earlier, I was gung-ho about my YouTube schedule and I just went in here and plugged it in anyway. So I have my YouTube video here and my YouTube video here. The next thing I like to do is add my time or date sensitive goals from my bi-monthly goals. So, or from my monthly goals. So these things over here that are time or date sensitive. So I have write my newsletter for June by May 25th. So I'm going to plug that in here, that by May 25th I need to write in my newsletter. I like to check my P.O. box at the beginning of each month because that means it'll be a full month before I'm there again. So I'm going to go ahead and add in check P.O. box. So the next thing I like to do is plug in my scheduled social media posts that are going to be scheduled via my social media scheduler program that I have. And I like to do that so I can see an overview of how active I am on social media, how much I'm reaching out and engaging and providing content for you guys. To-do items that I really want to get done, and you know, it might seem silly to add them to the monthly view, but I find that if I don't keep thinking about them as I'm going through this planning process, things fall by the wayside, and I'll go halfway through the month before I even remember that I have these things that I set up that I wanted to do. So I add any to-do items to my monthly calendar. I try to treat it as an appointment and not just as a, well, if I can fit it in here, I will. I try to treat it as an appointment so that I can get stuff done. So I'm actually going to put in my writing day on my calendar so that I have an appointment with myself that this is the day I'm going to work on this. You're probably wondering, well, what about your day-to-day work life? Why aren't you adding in your work stuff? I try to keep my work and side hustle, passion pursuing stuff separate. And the reason why is because my work is just my work. It's what pays the bills. It is my career, but it is not something that I am truly passionate about. And so I don't want to come home every day and look at my to-do list or look at my calendar and see all of the work things that I have to do the next day at work. I don't want to see that every day when I'm trying to concentrate on this side hustle that I'm trying to do. So I try to keep work stuff out of here. And if that means that I have to use a different type of planner at work, or use both my phone and my planner because I have to be able to know what work stuff is going on, then so be it. It keeps me happy and it keeps me less stressed to have them separated. It keeps me from stressing about things on the weekends too, work things on the weekends. I don't want to be looking at my weekend to-do list and see that on Monday I have a training class coming up. I don't want to think about it. I want to concentrate on my passion and my writing and my author platform and not think about work. That being said, I do add some items, but only if it's called for. So things like I have to be up super early one morning to be able to do something for my day job, and so I better go to bed early the night before. I'll add something like that. Or maybe there is a long work day I know that's coming up because I have to work overtime, which is something that is common in my job right now. Then I know that I want to write down my overtime days so that I know those are days I'm not going to get as much done at home on my side hustle. And so I better plan to get things done on the other days so that I'm not working overtime. Try to set up some overtime days on here for my work so that they're already scheduled.
if you guys can't tell, OT is somewhat mandatory at my work, so I have to find days that I can do it, and so I put it in here to help me keep track of what I'm doing at home versus what I'm doing my long days. And last but not least, I like to go find a quote, something that will represent what I want this month to be, and I put it over here because it's fun and it makes me think of something good when I look at it. I set up the month coming up. I do this every month. I've been doing this for almost a year now, and some of the things that I have trouble with are I'll set up the entire month, but when I go to do my weeks, they change dramatically. So I'll have this beautiful month set up, everything fits in, everything has its place, and then life happens. I mean, I'm sure all of you can relate. You know, Gabe has to have a ride to school on a day I wasn't expecting him to, or we got invited to somebody's house for something fun. You know, it doesn't always have to be something dire, but it definitely changes. And so early on, I had a really hard time with using a whiteout on my pretty planner, and I had to get over that real quick because things change, and that's just the nature of the beast. So I use a whiteout thing if things have to be moved around or fixed. The other thing is, even though I put it on my calendar, it does not necessarily mean it's going to get done. It means it's more likely to get done, but it doesn't mean it actually does get done. So I am still finding the balance between putting too many things on my calendar and to-do list where I'm setting myself up for failure, and not setting anything up on the calendar and then I'm just floundering and I'm not moving forward with enough momentum. So I am still in that stage where I'm finding that balance. Some months I put too many things on the calendar and then I don't get them all done. And some months I don't even get to the calendar portion of my planning process. That doesn't happen as often anymore. It was happening early on. I was just not in the I was not in the habit yet. And I'm more in the habit now. So I do this every month. And so the harder part is not putting so many things on there that I can't keep up. One of the things that I am doing is looking for shortcuts or ways to be more efficient in doing these things. And one of those things is the social media planner that I use online. I'll talk more about that, but it is a program called Hootsuite, and I will link to them in the description box below. But they have saved my life because I can schedule all my social media posts ahead of time. So I can actually meet that goal that I've set for myself. Sometimes work gets in the way, unfortunately, and there's just no way around that. And then sometimes I just get tired. I'm human. I literally want to spend a day on the couch binge watching Netflix shows. And that's just natural. I think that we all need downtime, and some people need more downtime than others. And so that's why I build in my health and wellness section into this too, so that I remind myself that it is important to balance things out. It's not all about the hustle. It's not all about the how much stuff can I get done, because in the end, if I burn out and I'm down for the count for a month because either I get sick or I just get to the point where I don't even want to do it and it's no longer fun, then what's the point? There's no point in that whatsoever. So I am learning to listen to my body and what it needs, and try not to be so hard on myself, because I am very hard on myself, and people close to me have told me I'm very hard on myself when I don't stick to my schedule. So I'm working on that. Anyways, the next video you guys will get from me for the Plan With Me series is going to be showing you how I take this information and I start planning my weeks. Stay tuned. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys and you guys can get some ideas of ways you guys can plan out your schedule so you can get more of your passion things done and get those goals going and get them set and get you motivated to work on them and everything. That's the whole purpose of me doing this. So let me know if it is working for you. Let me know if there's other things that you're curious about my process, and I will try to fit more things in if you guys ask me questions. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you guys soon. I love you, my tribe. Have a great week. Bye.